Pat, so much of history in Australia and New Zealand contests. This is a World Cup game that everybody has been looking forward to for a long time. Your thoughts just on the history of the games and your perspective ahead of tomorrow's encounter?
Yeah, it's. I mean, any sport, even Bledisloe Cups, is always big events. I guess in my career, 2015, obviously had an awesome match against Eden at Eden Park, and then the final, and then we had a T20 World Cup final a couple of years ago. So it always seems like there's great contests, and on a personal note as well, we know a lot of the New Zealand guys. Have played a lot against them and with them, so it's always good fun.
Pat, is Travis Head available for the game, and Marcus Stoinis for that matter?
Don't know, to be honest. They'll have a training session after this. They both trained on game day a couple of days ago, so we'll see in the next few hours.
And I'm not sure if you followed in the news in Australia over the last day or two, but Greg Chappell's fallen on some hard times and has had a bit of a testimonial. I know he played a bit of a role in your career. Have you followed that at all, and what are your thoughts about that?
I haven't really. I heard one of the boys talking about it the other day. But yeah, he's a legend of the game. He's not only just as a player, he's been huge. Particularly our playing group, he's had a big influence on a lot of us coming through. He's I did an under-19s tour where he was there and kind of mentoring, and spent a lot of time up at the NCC where he was involved. So got huge admiration for him. Obviously, huge figure in Australian cricket. So wish him all the best.
Pat, it's obviously a lovely ground, except maybe when you've got to bend down and field on it. Do you have any concerns at all about the outfield, and how will the team approach preparing for that?
I mean, just walked across there now, so that was the first look at it. So, that's probably a ground where you've got to be extra careful. Just it's a bit different to a lot of the other venues that we play at, but it's fine. It's the same for both teams. So, maybe just be a little bit more careful out in the field, and you might have to wear a couple on the body, but that's fine.
Pat, just 11 days ago, you guys were at the bottom of the table, but I guess that's just the nature of these tournaments. You're not in the semi-finals, but sort of in there, let's face it.
I'll take it, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
If I say it, So, just the, everybody speaks about vibe and all of that, but just the nature of your last two victories, regardless of who you're playing against, does that add to that feeling of now we've finally arrived in this tournament in that sense?
Yeah, for sure. Our group's big on talking about the style that we want to play, and I think in the first two games, not only did we, not win, but I think we didn't really nail the style that we wanted to play. I think in the last few games, you've seen us be a bit more aggressive, batting and bowling. Bowling, everyone's been really open-minded, tried different things, trying bounces, different fields, one over spells. And it's just been a real buy-in from the whole team, and it's been fantastic the last few games. So that's a standard we want to keep going for the rest of the tournament.
And with your own bowling, Pat, you said earlier in the tournament that one-day cricket, you haven't played a lot of it regularly in the last few years, but you're getting a feel for it with every game you play. Just the 4 or 5 overs you bowled against Netherlands, just the carry you were getting. I know, it's dependent on the surface as well. Does that put you in a better pace of mind in that sense? And, just in terms of economy rates, something you asked about you guys during the Ashes, different circumstances, but have you reached a point where you don't really pay much heed to it and it's what you're doing with the ball?
Yeah, I've been really happy with how I've been bowling. I feel like I've probably been bowling the best I have for a little while in ODI cricket. So, and in terms of economy rates, we're really role specific. So Joshy Hazelwood's going to look different to me, or to Starkey, to Adam Zampa, or it's just about having your role and trying to own that. So for example, we could try and be really safe through the middle, but if we're not going to take wickets, well, they're probably going to score runs at the back end. So we're always all about wickets at the start and the middle, and happy to give up a few runs if in search of that. yeah, obviously got them in a couple of games' time, so we'll have a close look there. But yeah, it's yeah, it was sad to see. Don't have much for it.
Has the margin of victory and defeat in this World Cup surprised you at all? Like when teams are winning, they're winning real big, and when they're losing quite badly. Have you managed to kind of pinpoint on why this is so?
I think a lot of the time you speak about, chasing down whatever the opposition, puts up. I think this tournament, the trend for most of the teams has been you put a big score on the board, and then kind of as you're searching for a run rate, you fall well short. So, yeah, I don't know. It has been surprising. There haven't been too many super close, right down to the wire games, but yeah.